Have you ever had a roller coaster of emotions? One day you were really sad and then someone suddenly told you, hey, there's good news. And when you find out what it was, your whole mood changes for the better. I remember when I lost my dad. I didn't just lose him, but I also lost my job as his full-time caregiver. That was a pretty tough season for me. Then, during that time, I met up with a good friend whom I haven't seen in a while. And while we were talking, she told me something like, I have an aunt who's a retired teacher and she might actually get you into this school that's close by. Are you interested? And I'm like, of course. From that dark season I was in, suddenly, with the help of a friend, it's like the sun was rising with hope. But in our verse for this episode, it's not just the sun rising here. It's more of the glorious sun shining in your face. If you want to know about that, then stay tuned. Hello friends and family. It's great having you watching this video. My name is Hannah and this channel aims to give you timeless Bible encouragement through the changing times. And if that's what you're looking for, then join the fam bam. Our passage for today comes from Mark 16 verse 6. Let me read that to you. And he said to them, do not be alarmed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I always start with some context. The book of Mark is written by John Mark. He may not have been one of the 12 disciples, but he's traditionally associated with Peter. J. Warner Wallace, the author of Cold Case Christianity, gives some reasons to say that Peter is the source of Mark's gospel. The book of Mark presents the person, work, and teachings of Jesus. Before we go to our main verse, let's look at the setting here. In chapter 15, Jesus died and was placed in a tomb before the start of the Sabbath. Joseph of Arimathea had wrapped him in the linen shroud. Then he rolled a stone against the entrance. It also says that Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joses, saw where he was laid. Then the Sabbath came. And according to what I researched, it starts Friday evening and it ends Saturday evening. Let's now go to Mark 16 verse 1. When the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices so that they might go and anoint him. I can imagine that the women were in a hurry to have spices ready to offset the odors of Jesus' body that was decomposing. Okay, let's keep reading. Verse 2. And very early on the first day of the week, when the sun had risen, they went to the tomb. This time, I can see the origin here of what we do on Resurrection Sunday, which is the sunrise service. That was just a side note. But also, again, I imagine these women being eager to anoint Jesus' body. It says there they went early in the morning. And they were saying to one another, who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance of the tomb? Even if they didn't have anyone to help them move the stone from the tomb, they went anyway. I can just see here the love and devotion that they had for Jesus. But it looks like they didn't really have to think about that. Verse 4 says, and looking up, they saw that the stone had been rolled back. It was very large. So now they might have been thinking, okay, who rolled away the stone? They had no idea. Let's continue. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man sitting on the right side, dressed in a white robe, and they were alarmed. I would probably react the same way they did. I'd be alarmed. But here we see the angel appearing to the woman as a young man in a white robe, and he does his job here, which is to deliver an important message, and it is seen in this verse. As I remember my question earlier about experiencing a roller coaster of emotions, here are 3 things I learned from studying the passage, and hopefully we all could apply this. One is keep calm despite the gloom. The young man himself says not to be alarmed when we're discouraged. It was definitely a discouraging situation. The women were still in mourning over Jesus' death. They were in darkness. Then we see the young man's description of Jesus. He is of Nazareth. It's not really a glorious place. It was a small, humble village of around 200 to 400 people. There were no significant buildings, no bathhouses either. Not only that, Jesus was crucified. Another description that isn't flattering. He was punished. But there's exciting news. And also the next thing that I learned. Lift your head. He is our hope. He has risen. He is not here. Notice the verb tenses. He was crucified, but now he has risen. He is not here. Keep the faith, for he is faithful. Earlier, I had to mention chapter 15, verse 47, where it says, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of Joses, saw where he was laid, because that was the last time they saw Jesus' body. Now, in chapter 16, verse 6, we see that where he was laid, he is not there. Let me just emphasize that the stone was not rolled away because Jesus had to go through it. Jesus doesn't have to go through the opening to get out. But it was for his followers to see and prove that he was not there. Jesus is powerful. He showed it to us through his resurrection. Let's keep the faith. Our God is alive. If you were blessed by this video, give it a like so more people would see this. I hope you've been following this series, and if you want to catch up on the other videos, here's a playlist, or here's something that you might like. Our hope and future is in Jesus. See you in the next video.